Welcome to a new episode of It's Been 2 Weeks. Today is Saturday, May 16th, and we're back at it again. So
we're back at it again.
It's been 2 weeks. John, what's new with you?
A lot of the same old crap. Honestly, I've just been reading a lot more. Doing a lot more reading.
You've been reading a lot?
Yeah.
What you been reading?
Just novels, mainly horror novels.
Horror novels?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. I don't read. Dude, like
You can't.
It's just, I've said it before. I lack the imagination to do so. It's just too boring, honestly, for me. Like, I can read articles.
Maybe it's just you haven't found the thing that you really like.
Probably because, like, honestly, like,
maybe you're really into that cheap romance shit.
I like the novels that would have Fabio in the front.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those are the
cheap,
ones that,
yeah.
that cheap smut. That's what I like to read. Nah. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is for me. It's not that, like, I don't know. When I was trying to read 1984 for class, I couldn't.
I mean, I will say, like, I have read it and I own it because I do kind of go back to it sometimes. It's not one of my favorites. It's not a book that I'm super like jazzed about, but I do enjoy it. It's kind of a journey to, not a journey, but it's kind of work to get through.
It is,
especially if you're not like super into that kind of literature.
Definitely. Yeah, like that's one of the things that I noticed when I was trying to read it. I was just like, God damn, like I couldn't. I remember I had read, what was it, like the first 2 chapters of part 1, and I was just like, I'm bored, dude. I don't want. But I mean, to be fair, part 1 is a lot of world building. It's fucking like setting the setting and everything like that. You know, you're kind of getting to know about like Winston kind of breaking out of the fucking out of the whole not mind control, but just like the whole like kind of like
the propaganda machine.
The propaganda machine, yeah, exactly.
You put on those glasses. And
yeah, pretty much. But like, yeah, I struggled with it, but I haven't really done much either. Just class and
how's school going?
it's finals week, so
okay.
It's like, and then on top of that,
the Canvas
got hacked. So I mean, it didn't really affect me that much, but like I can imagine for other people how much of a shit show that's been. On recent news, and this would have been more for pigs, but I recently got silenced in Overwatch.
Silenced?
Yeah.
How?
Like muted or silenced. I can't type in chat. I can't go into.
Why? What did you do?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I did. So
that's some Benji level shit.
I know. And so like I remember like maybe like about a year ago or something, not even a year, like about a year ago. I was part of a clan, like a Destiny 2 clan, and there were some kids in there that would play Overwatch too.
Big fan of clans, are you?
No. But one of the guys that would play Overwatch too, he ended up getting banned. And I was like, this motherfucker probably said some stupid shit because he always like he runs his mouth. He was like he was fucking silenced for like 15 days, which is like the same sentencing that I got. But like I'm like thinking about like I play Overwatch 2 like almost every day. It's kind of like it's an easy game to get in and get out of. You don't have to fucking invest too much into it or anything of that sort. It's that easy. And I play with friends. And typically the only time that I say something in like the overall chat where everyone reads it is if someone talks shit. So you're familiar with GG, right?
Yeah.
Which means good game, you know? Yeah. But then you have some assholes that are like GG easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously that's just, it's a fucking troll shit.
It's a new teabag.
Yeah. It's that's what it is. So whenever someone says GG easy or just says easy, I just reply like your mom.
Which makes sense.
You know?
That's logical.
And
that's instinct, to be honest.
It is. And so, quite frankly, it's not as bad as some other shit that I've seen. Last night when I was playing with my friend, some motherfucker said the N-word just like blatantly like fucking on there. And then you had some Spanish speakers that called them, well, I don't want to say it but like, do you know how there's a word that starts with a P that means dark? That's what they ended up using.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was like, God damn, these motherfuckers are going fucking hard. I just reported it, all of them. But I mean, in my head, I'm like, I probably got banned, or I probably got silenced because I told someone that their mom was easy in response to the fucking like very like that whole bullshit. It's like, I don't think that's fair, dog. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
And then like I submitted an appeal and all I said was like, this came out of nowhere. I rarely use the voice. I don't use voice chat. I rarely use text chat unless it's group chat. It happened out of the nowhere and I got kicked out of the match. Mum's the word. Blizzard hasn't gotten back to me yet. So this was a coordinated effort to silence my voice. I am a victim of mob tactics.
You're sounding a lot like that Chud dude right now.
Which Chud dude?
You haven't heard about that dude? I don't know his name and I don't really care. So I think it's something Chud. He's like a live streamer. He goes around like just yelling racial slurs at people, mainly black people. And he's been getting like kind of famous recently because I kept seeing videos about him pop up. And then the most recent thing is he was arrested because he went up to a black dude and started shit, and then pulled his gun out because he has a carry permit. Pulled his gun out, shot the dude, but also shot himself in the process. So now he's being charged with some sort of manslaughter. His bail is set at 1 million, and the judge, I think, or someone's they said they're gonna block any like GoFundMe donation. Like he's not gonna be allowed to use any money coming from donations.
Good. I like, come on now. I hate those. I like
the guy he shot's gonna be fine.
That's
he's in
fine.
the hospital. He's gonna live.
That's good. That's good. But I mean, like, brother, what is up with this like spike of people just doing shock value content like that, thinking that there are no repercussions?
We know what's up with it. It's a race war. It really is. I don't want to be Carmen about it, but it kind of is now at this point.
At this point, it is. Like, why would you? What makes you think that
These are the skirmishes at the border right now. They're border skirmishes.
Good God. Dude, I don't get it. I don't understand. And this is, dude, what happened to us? Like,
you know what happened to us?
I mean, I can name a number of things.
Obama.
Obama was the reason why.
Well, like I say that as a joke, but also kind of not. Like I feel like there's a
Obama
segment.
emboldened the black people too much, and that's why.
Quite the opposite. Like I feel like there's a segment of the population that were butthurt about it and carried that with him.
Yeah,
through this whole time.
Do you feel like Obama's like presidency, or the fact that he won twice? So that's what you're saying, basically, that because he became a president, and then there was a sect of people that just didn't like it. It just kind of like refueled the fires of racism.
Kinda, because I there were people that just wanted him to fail miserably,
and
he didn't. You know what I mean? You know, like I was thinking about it the other day. Like I don't know, his presidency like was like whatever. Like it wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't, but at least the biggest thing for me with it was, I think he has to be my favorite president for no other reason than he was just a good fucking human being while he was the president. Like he
didn't make us look bad.
Well, not even that. He used that position just, I don't know. It was just like, that's what a leader should be. Like it's not a charisma or a charm thing. It was just like a genuine connection with people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a caring, or just some sort of like, what is it? Not empathy. I don't know what the fucking word is, but like, just like he cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was just
sympathy. Like, so he was sympathetic.
No, it's not sympathy. Like, I don't know.
You can't say love, because I don't think he would.
No, it's not love. It's like,
fuck it. We can move on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. Like like more so than any other president that I remember. Like,
would you say something? Well, actually, now that kind of makes me think, like,
he was a very human president.
Yeah.
He was very accessible.
Mm-hmm.
He was very just like,
he was like the man that just knew how to do, or at least do the job. You get me? Like, but not necessarily like, you know how someone can, like, when you look at a CEO and then they're very competent at their job and they're just like, they're confident in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm trying to like say, that he was just very confident in his ability to at least deal with like the public speaking and all the presentations and all this stuff. He never really made it like,
I think that comes from with what you're saying, but on a deeper level, he was just comfortable with himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he knew who he was. And I think that just came through very much. And like, just, yeah, I don't know. He just seemed like, well, even that episode with fucking Bourdain when they're in, where was it? Taiwan or out there, and they're just at that little noodle house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's one of the episodes. And in that shop, they boxed out that seat and stuff where they sat and ate. That stool and stuff is still there.
That's funny. I was gonna ask. I don't know if you've seen a lot of like Zoran Mamdani's speaking in the news. To me, it's kind of reminiscent to Obama's like way he
does have that. Yeah,
right. Like the way that he when he does presses, the way that he communicates himself, the way that he expresses himself, he seems very confident in the way that he talks about things. At least from what I've seen, as far as like I'm talking about Mamdani, and it's very reminiscent to that. And I feel like we need more of that. Like we need more politicians that are in that sort of respect, like comfortable and confident in the way that they present themselves to the public, you know, and in the way that they think about things. And funnily enough, one of the things that I was just recently watching, I think it was like 2 days ago, that I was like watching / listening to a Hassan video where he was interviewing, I forgot the dude's name, but he's like a doctor. It was like a recent conference that happened in Canada. Whole point is Zohran Mamdani was kind of like mentioned, and the topic of like the overarching topic of that conversation in particular, where Zohran was included, was about like how to move from like this sort of neoliberalism and more closer to like the leftist kind of like thing. And then what the doctor ended up saying, it's like the problem with that is that you can have very left-leaning or socialistic politicians like get the seats in power, but power is corrupting. Like the institution itself is very not necessarily corrupting. It's just that it's like it ends up changing people because of like how the process goes and everything of that sort. And he says he was impressed by one of the things that Zohran Mamdani told him, which was that he told him was like, look, at the end of the day, I have to look in the mirror and I have to be able to say that I'm okay with what I'm doing. And so when has a politician, you know, ever said something like that? Like, or at least in any sort of way, pose it like that. Like my shit is affecting people. I care about the people. I care about, I have to make sure that I'm okay with this, you know, kind of thing. Because can you say that Obama is genuinely like really concerned about the well-being of like the poor Americans or anything of that sort? I mean, like we had the whole fucking Flint, the Flint water thing happen, and he basically really didn't do anything to remedy that, you know?
Yeah.
You get me? So like,
no, I get you, but like, I mean, well, what? How long has Mamdani been in charge for?
Oh no, absolutely. I'm not.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we got like
we got at least 4 years for that fucker to like, you know, like, and like the doctor said, it's like the system changes people. Like the whole fucking so like I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line 2 years later Mamdani ends up like fucking, he's human. He ends up fucking up on something, you know. Or something happens where like he makes a tough decision where he in his view, maybe doing something that wasn't popular with the people was more beneficial, whether it be in the long run or in short term. But like it's one of those things where it's like, do you feel, using Obama as an example, do you feel like he would have something like that, like a self-reflection time where it's like, am I okay with what I'm doing? Am I okay that I'm doing this? You know?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of goes to the conversation we were having earlier in the truck, where you brought up the Flint thing. And like, sometimes I think about stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, why can't we just fix it? You know what I mean? Like what? But then I think how I told you, I think the way the system is, like, there's no fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
It just has to be redone completely.
Right.
And I think like, no matter how good your intentions are, once you're in there, I really don't think it's as simple as just like, oh, I'm the new sheriff in town. This is how this is going to work.
Right.
Because the way things have been running and have been set up have been in place for so long that like we've kind of backed ourselves in a corner. You know what I mean? Like there is no leverage like without just completely shutting the system down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like none of this, everyone talks about like those no buying anything for a day, don't go to, but no one pays it. No one does that. You know what I mean? Like, but shit like that is what it would take for stuff to change, and not just a day. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it needs
strikes,
to be like,
that's how shit got done back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying like strike, you know, but just that level of movement, of action is what needs to happen. And I don't think that any president wants to be the one responsible to hit that first domino. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too that I was thinking too about, because it's like you are talking about an established system that runs on its own.
Duncan. Oh.
Huh?
You're saying an established system that runs on, and I say Duncan.
Duncan. No, what I was going to say is like, as an established system that runs on its own, like it's already, it's running on protocols from like way before. And it's like, is it ever changing? Maybe. Like it's such a slow change that, you know, it's really hard to fucking even like say that it is ever changing. But like, and you throw someone like Mamdani or someone similar in that system, there's a lot of work that he needs to do in order to fucking like actually start getting things to change. And that doesn't mean the change is going to be instant. It's going to happen gradually over time.
And 4 years might not even be enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you would need to nurture this you would need to continue to support this person or this or this side of or this group of leftist thinking in order for it to actually fundamentally change the system, because it's a gradual change. There's a lot of the system has been built to essentially stay the same. And so then these guys need to go in there and break it down and rebuild it again, or at least do changes that will facilitate whatever agenda that it is they're trying to push forward, right? So yeah, like definitely, like I have frustrations with the system, and whenever someone like say like Mamdani or a leftist ends up getting some sort of seat of power, you kind of, or at least in my position, you kind of can't help but like feel hope that it's gonna do something. But I think because of how shitty the situation is, people get impatient and expect, you know, things to, because it's because when shit goes bad, it goes bad fast. But when things are going good, it takes so long for it to recover.
Motherfucker.
Because like the thing is like you not only have to fix the shit that was done before by the previous administration, like on top of you trying to do your thing, you have to fix the shit from someone else's problems or someone else's fuck ups. And in this case, like we talked about before in the beginning, like when we first started this podcast, it would probably end up taking somewhere between like fucking like 10 to 20 years just to try to fucking fix, or to try to get to the point where we're
back to some sort of normal.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, this is something that I've been kind of thinking about, how I was like, it's at this point, I don't see us reaching I want to say like a comfortable or a good space here nationally in my timeline. You get me? It would be something for the future generation, which I'm okay with as well. But like, I do kind of want to see at least some sort of like improvements for us in here in this country, for my generation, for future generations as well. Because quite frankly, like I don't see any positive going down, like with the current track that we're at. Like we're getting to the point where eventually we're going to become indentured servants to these fucking big corporations and shit. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody wants to do that. One of the things that I like when we were having outside having a smoke, like the whole thing about how big corporations at this point, they don't innovate anymore.
No.
They don't create anything anymore. Instead, what they end up doing is just removing features that were previously available to you and charging you just to get them back. So it's like there is no promotion of making anything new, of technological advance in at least in capitalism, I believe. But they're funnily enough, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, majority of the technological advances that we have now were originally products that were designed for the military. Like the military was researching for that stuff.
Yeah.
Touchscreens on our phones were
all military stuff. Most of the stuff that we end up with, the military's already had for like 10 years.
Yeah.
At minimum.
And then they sell they say like, then a private company buys the patent or buys the technology, and
or
then
the patent becomes available and shit like that.
Yeah, and then stuff like that, and then it becomes like available to the public sector in private markets and stuff like that.
Well, they've always said like the biggest drivers of innovation throughout civilization has been war, conflict.
Yeah.
Because that's what's driving. You have to figure out to win this war. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely. Yeah. This is one of those things. But I don't know where I was going with this. But one of the things capitalism. Yeah. Well, I mean, capitalism in general. I don't know if we're in the late stages of capitalism, but I feel like it's getting to the point where we're getting big corporations that are basically the top dogs, almost kind of like in an oligarchical system where they're buying out politicians. They are, in a sense, in control of our government systems, where their lobbying buys out our politicians that then fucking pass laws that benefit only them, the corporations, and not necessarily the people that elected them to get there. But on top of that, just the fact that like we're getting to a point where production has gone up, wages have gone down, everything has become extremely expensive. We have wealth being concentrated to like, what is it, 1% of people. And so it's gone to that point where like, honestly, like I just don't like, if we like to talk about the failures of communism and how like we use Venezuela and we use Cuba as failed states. But then when it comes to capitalism, we never really talk about like, we like to tout how capitalism has been such a good thing and everything like that. But we don't talk about how like the wealth disparity that it's brought within the American system, the American citizens and stuff like that. And the other thing too, that when talking about communism, it is never brought up the fact that sanctions that are applied by America and its allies towards all these communist countries are essentially would have crippled the communism from actually like thriving. Like it's been a constant fight to essentially stifle the growth of communism in an effort to basically just to tell people is like, this is why communism doesn't work. You know? And I like Cuba in particular, how like, I mean, the fact that Cuba still exists to this day, given everything that we have done as America to try to stop them from succeeding, like it's fucking crazy. I think I read a headline that they are out of oil.
Yeah.
And
it's not good down there. It's pretty grim.
It's pretty grim. And it's like, it's not because they can't fucking like, it's not because of communism.
It's because of us.
It's because of us, you know, the embargoes that we've placed.
Democracy.
Democracy, exactly. So
democracy manifest.
Truly, the one thing that will kill communism is democracy, because we won't allow it. We won't allow it to fucking just grow, you know?
That's some fucking Helldiver shit.
It is. It really is. It really is. It's Helldiver shit. But speaking of democracy, here in California, we're going to be having some elections for our governors, and there's also some other elections that are happening around. We're also getting our state representative elections, and then also the LA mayors are up for election and stuff like that. I don't know if LA mayors affect here in this area, but government race, I'm assuming that was something that would affect you.
Yeah,
because you have to vote for that. Have you given thought to anything of what's been going on? Have you been keeping informed?
I have no. I'm bad at that. I'm sorry.
No, I mean all my
information comes from you. During this podcast,
I'm the one who fucking tells him he gets informed from me. But I honestly, I have to admit that I haven't really been searching much. I've been watching or listening to the debates for the most part.
Real quick, I wouldn't even know where to see that. Is it just online?
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube. Just look up the debates. There's like fucking like.
Oh, I thought you were watching them like live or some shit.
No. Fuck that shit. But like, dude, I would blow my brains out if I was watching it live, dude. One thing that I'm gonna say is like, and I was telling you while we were going out for food, is the frustrations that I have with the debates. That it's basically you have so. Typically, the rules in these debates is like you have a minute to respond to the question. And I guess there's like a little special rule that if your name or if you're like someone attacks you, that person
have the right to defend.
You have the right to defend yourself, and you're given 30 seconds. So I forget that this is how important those fucking candidates are. But the mayor of San Jose, that motherfucker keeps interrupting, like not interrupting, but he just keeps giving everyone else time to reply and shit like that. It makes me feel like he's kind of a spoiler too. Like he's purposely giving like the other people just like time to talk and shit like that. And it's just fucking ridiculous because he keeps talking about like, you're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to fix this problem the way that this candidate wants you to do it. It's like nobody mentioned the fucking candidate. You're mentioning him. It's like, why the fuck are you doing that? Anyway, the whole point is the debates have been, for the most part, the most recent debate was a fucking mess, honestly. God, they were talking over each other so much, and it just fucking pissed me off because it's like,
remind you of something or what?
It reminds you of something. It's just one of those situations where it's like I'm trying to listen to what the fuck you want to say, and the only people that benefit from the bickering and stuff like that, and not being able to talk about what they want to like talk or what they're running on, is the people that are not going to do anything for you. Because the less they get to talk about their own fucking like platform, or the less they get challenged on their platform, they can just run scot free. But the main three that I feel that are like the top three right now on polls is Javier Becerra. Fuck, what was this guy's name? Is a British guy, but he's like a dude from Fox. And then
Piers Morgan?
No.
Imagine Piers Morgan
imagine
became
he was. Oh, you think they would fucking
I think it'd be kind of funny if he became our
I wouldn't
our
be
governor.
surprised if he actually ended up getting a lot of fucking like
Support for it.
just in general because of his name. Okay, so here's a list of the people that are running. So Javier Becerra, Chad Bianco, which is a Riverside County Sheriff, Steve Hilton, former advisor to UK Prime Minister, former Fox News host, Matt Mahan. Matt Mahan is the guy who was I was talking about. Matt Mahan was like the mayor of San Jose. Katie Porter was another was a Democratic Congress member from the OC. Tom Steyer is a billionaire. Tony Thurman, poor Thurman, he's out. I don't think he was in the last debate, but he was a superintendent of public instruction. And then Antonio Villaraigosa, which I keep forgetting that he's running.
He's in it.
That he's in it. He's a former mayor of LA, and I think he was doing he was an assembly speaker or something like that. Whole point is,
I bet you Villaraigosa is gonna win.
I don't think so. He's in the bottom.
Oh really?
He's in the bottom. Like I said, the top three are fucking are Javier Becerra number one, and then
Mr.
Steve
Billionaire.
Hilton, and then the billionaire. But one of the things that
So what you're saying in this race, though? Oh, I guess you have to get to that point.
what were you gonna ask? Sorry,
I was gonna say is instead of eat the rich, in this scenario, it would be feed the rich.
keep the rich in a sense. I personally, well, for starters, I'm not going to vote for any of the Republicans because Chad Bianco, every time that he fucking was given the mic, he was like, "You're never going to win with the position. Well, the reason why we're here is because of all the democratic policies that we've had instituted." I'm like, motherfucker, talk about your policies because this is what you're for.
Yeah.
Talk about your policies instead of trying to like talk shit about the other people because he doesn't have any policies. He doesn't have anything. The Fox, what was his name? Steve Hilton, I think I said.
Yeah.
He at least he knows what to say because he's been in media. He knows how to fucking talk.
Yeah, he knows how to play the game.
He knows how to play the game. So he's said some shit that kind of sounds like it's a good policy, but quite frankly, it's just run of the mill shit. But he also does that thing where he attacks the Democrats by saying like, "Oh, they've been in power all this time," which is objectively true. Like Democrats have been in power in California for a long time and they haven't fucking done anything to remedy it. But his policies are not things that are not. You look like you're about to say something.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger wasn't Democrat though, right?
No, but I mean,
he wasn't that long ago. How long ago was he?
Bro, he was like in the 2010s, wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. That's not that long ago.
That's 16 years ago, dog.
Yeah, but like, so from 16 years on, it's been all Democrats.
I believe so. Because who did we have before? We had Governor Brown, right?
No, before Brown. No, wait, was it Brown before Schwarzenegger?
I could have sworn it was because we had Brown at one point, right?
I know we had Brown, and then he disappeared, and then he came back again after at one point. I think he's been governor twice.
Yeah. So Schwarzenegger was from 2003 to 2011. Brown was from 2011 to 2019. Newsom was from 2019, dog. How many years? Damn, how many? That's two terms?
It's 8 years, isn't it?
8 years. What the fuck? Yeah, before Schwarzenegger, we had Gray Davis.
That's the motherfucker, Gray Davis.
Gray Davis, yeah.
And I think before him, I think it was Brown again, wasn't it?
No, it was Pete Wilson.
Oh, I'm pretty
Pete
sure
Wilson.
I'm pretty sure Brown served. I don't remember, but
I don't know. But I mean, like,
matter.
But considering how, like, okay, so like after Schwarzenegger, we haven't had a Republican.
It's crazy. Fuck, I don't remember a goddamn thing that happened under Brown.
I don't remember much either, honestly. But I mean, like, it's just one of those things where, okay, so like, I can't specifically say that I feel like Gavin Newsom was a particularly bad fucking governor, but he has been doing some fucking scummy shit that just like fucking like the fact that
he's been doing enough to not be hated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is.
And
that's the thing. He's the perfect modern day politician.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just one of the situations where like, okay, like he definitely should like if he ends up running for president.
That no.
That's a no. That's a hard pass on that shit. Like,
The thing is though, like, I don't think he would get that because I feel like he's an immediate turn off for a lot of, let's say you have someone that's maybe kind of undecided. I feel like just the rep that he gets through California is just gonna too much of a like that Harris effect or that Hillary effect. So I don't think like the Democratic Party would risk that again.
I think they're stupid enough to do it again. Honestly, given the track
he's a dude, so yeah, maybe.
So given the track record that the Democratic Party or the Democratic establishment has, I think they're stupid enough to try it again. If it means that they can get one of theirs in there that will maintain the status quo, they will fucking run with it for sure. Because they think that because they've gone
pro-Israel too.
I know that's the thing, but because they know they have gotten away with it before by snubbing out all fucking leftist candidates, they feel like they're going to be able to get that person in there, despite the fact how unpopular that person is in the general. They still want to push that person forward just to maintain status quo, which fucking pisses me off, but it is what it is. Going back to the governor's race. So like, like that whole idea or just like starting off your fucking sentence with we're in this situation because of failed Democrat policy is just like, it's screaming like, I have no position or I don't know what the fuck to implement. So I'm just going to blame these guys, take attention away from me and putting it on them. And
well, it's like I told you in the truck. It's the Trump.
Yeah, it's the Trump effect.
That's exactly what it is, what he does.
Exactly. And so honestly, I would say at this point, because we're supposed to be voting on June 2nd. And that's in 2 weeks?
3, I think.
3 weeks.
Or 2.5, something like that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be happening soon. So at this point, I feel like anybody who's not in the top 3 should definitely drop out and start endorsing. Because Katie Porter, she did some good shit in Congress. I'm not going to take that away from her. But her recent little fucking shit that happened with one of her staffers where she fucking yelled at them, and it's caught on video. That shit was kind of jarring to me because it was very fucked up. It was just fucking she fucking screamed at her. It's get out of my fucking portrait. I was like, God damn, bitch.
Oh shit.
That's fucking very fucking dude, no. That just shows you a kind of treatment that you give other people, kind of thing. I understand you being angry or frustrated at something that's happening, but I mean, if you had enough time to fucking yell at her like that, you could have told her hey, you're in my portrait. Can you just give me there was a clearly a different way to handle that situation, but she didn't handle it that way. But other than that, the main decider for me, I don't believe this guy should exist, or I don't believe that he should have the money that he has. Tim Steyer. But the fact that he is the fucking rich motherfucker that is on every debate has been saying, I'm gonna make it so that you tax, or I think you should tax billionaires or people like myself, he says, billionaires more. When a billionaire is saying that he should get taxed, you can't ignore that.
Maybe it's just a tactic.
I mean,
maybe he's trying to fucking pull a Palpatine, dog.
You know what? If it is, fuck it, dude. But it's a gamble that I'm willing to take over fucking Javier Becerra, who is going to just maintain the status quo. I'm not a gambling man, but this is the gamble that I'm willing to take.
Well, because at this point it's just desperation.
It's just desperation, exactly. Because I don't when the question, because there's a billionaire's tax being proposed, right? Gavin Newsom is against it. He doesn't want to fucking. He doesn't like it. Jensen Huang, who is the fucking, or I think that's his name, the guy from Nvidia. He's in Silicon Valley. They asked him what would you do if they were to charge you this tax? It's we'll pay it. They don't fucking give a fuck. They don't care. They'll pay it regardless. And you're over here defending their honor like there's some fucking poor maiden that's in distress. You get me? I don't understand why the fuck they're doing that. So every candidate was asked, they asked that question. I think it was I don't know if it was the second debate or the third debate where they were asked that question is would you vote for the billionaire's tax? Yes or no? It was a yes or no, or would you pass it? Yes or no? Every candidate except for Tim Steyer said no. Tim Steyer went on it to say, he didn't specifically say yes, but he said, if it's on my desk, I will sign it. And he added, but I think we need to do more. Everyone else just said no, but along the lines is like, it doesn't go far enough.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't go far enough. That's granted. But one way or another, what does that mean, that we can't take something away from it?
Yeah.
Like, why are you you shooting yourself in the
Something's
foot?
better than nothing.
Yeah, something's better than nothing. Exactly. Like, why are you doing stupid? Like, and Katie Porter did that, and which is very disappointing because Katie Porter has, like I said, done really great shit in Congress. She's the one with the whiteboard who's like fucking grilling all these CEOs in Congress. Like, where the fuck is that spirit, girl? It's not here. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. So I'm most likely going to end up fucking voting for the billionaire because, like I said, like it's a desperation gamble. Whether if he ends up taking me for a ride later on, let's assume he becomes the governor and he just fucking turns out to be more like Donald Trump. Well, like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
He
trumped you.
He trumped me.
You've been trumped.
Yeah. He comes out like it's like the
you
punk.
just got trumped. And it's an eviction notice.
It's an eviction notice.
Gentrification.
But I mean, like, that's what I think about. Like, because frankly, I don't see any other candidate that's speaking the language that I want to hear. You know, so is just that. I don't know how. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't really. Like I said, I just know most of what I know is from you and some other stuff I heard, but like it is just kind of the way you say it, where like oddly enough, the person you least expect to be the potential hero of the day is the fucking hero of the day. It's like when Vegeta turns fucking good to help fight against Frieza and shit, like you're like, what the fuck? I'm rooting for this guy now?
What a twist.
It feels dirty.
Yeah.
It's Stockholm syndrome. We're falling in love with our captors.
With our captors. And to make this point, I told you this out before we started recording. DSA LA has not necessarily endorsed him, but has recommended in their vote guide to vote for Tim Steyer and nobody else, dude. That says a lot. And if you don't know what DSA LA is, basically, DSA is the Democratic Socialist Association of America, and there's a chapter of LA that they're not necessarily separate from the core DSA, but they handle LA affairs, right? The fact that they have, like, you know,
says a lot
right there. Like, for real, like
they've been compromised.
Yeah, Tim Steyer bought him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but another thing on Tim Steyer, he. Like, okay, he has a lot of money. He can't be bought. He has no fucking reason to unless he wishes to fucking like fill his own coffers and stuff like that. Which, has anybody fucking figured out what the fuck how he's making his money?
I don't know what he's a billionaire. To be honest with you, I don't know what any other than like the two main ones.
Yeah,
I don't know what these.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing that I kind of think about. Like, okay, so like I want people to think rationally. If he's a billionaire, sure, he has a lot of money. Have you looked into how he's making his money? Because he keeps talking about breaking down monopolies for electricity. He's talking about fucking taxing oil companies. He's talking about taxing himself along with other billionaires. Like, what benefit does he gain by fucking taxing, by breaking down monopolies and taxing big oil? Like, let's be real. What does he gain from that?
I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know either. Like,
that's the game, though.
Like, it's just like I'm thinking about it rationally. Like, he's talking, whatever talking points he's using right now, they're
Bill Steyer.
That's fucking music to my ears. You know, you get me? That's what I'm trying to say. So like, I need people to like fucking start kind of thinking rationally about it, because I've seen a lot of people talking about, it's like he's only doing it to enrich himself.
How do you spell his last name?
Tim Steyer.
Tim Steyer.
Yeah, I think that's Tim Steyer. But like, that's just one of the things that I'm just kind of like in my head thinking, because everyone else, if Tim Steyer wasn't running, I'd most likely end up voting for Katie Porter because of her track record in Congress. But that's if Tim Steyer wasn't running. You get me?
Yeah.
And I just, like, at this point, I don't know.
You mean Tom
Steyer. God damn it. It's the beer, dude. I don't know if it was like 10 years ago or 20 years ago that he started divesting and selling off like shit. And he just started focusing on helping people. Like, he's been doing I think he runs like a bank or of some sorts that gives out loans to people that typically wouldn't get a loan.
Damn. So like in the 70s, he He started in the 70s at Morgan Stanley. Spent 2 years there. Then he went to Goldman Sachs from 83 to 85 as an associate in the risk arbitration division, where he was involved in mergers and acquisition. Then let's jump around in.
So it's basically just investments.
Yeah. So for him, it's his money comes from the fucking other billionaires.
Yeah, from the other billionaires. So what benefit does he get from taxing billionaires?
Well, it doesn't matter to him. He gets paid no matter what. He still gets paid either way.
Yeah, but he's gonna get taxed for the fucking income one way or another, though. That's the thing. Like, you get me? Like, he's getting taxed for being a billionaire himself, and he's gonna tax billionaires like himself.
Yeah.
He's gonna tax like if whatever investments he has.
But see, that's the kind of thinking you need, where there is no benefit. It's just like, but there's also no detriment. Like, he's not losing out by being taxed because everyone's getting taxed the same.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but that's the thinking you need. That's not the thinking all those other motherfuckers have.
I mean, but yeah, that's the thing. So like,
and like you're saying, you're taxing oil companies. He's a fucking environmentalist.
Yeah,
that's the benefit to him.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
because that's what I was gonna say. I bet you he has to do with land. If he's gonna start taxing those people, he probably has a lot of property.
I mean, that's the only thing. If he's an environmentalist, I mean, like,
yeah.
Environmentalist. I'm like, what is the negative effect of having someone, like that, taxing oil barons and shit like that? You get me?
Well, there's no negative effect to him.
Well, obviously not to him.
I would imagine it would be more of a benefit. Like, I don't know how it would work, but like, I would imagine, like, I think there is some sort of thing where, like, if you're doing certain things on like national land or something like that, there's something you have to pay, I think, or something like that. I don't remember what it is, but I don't know. I don't know.
Like, to me, it's just like, if there is
Look, it's just funny because, like, here's a potential, like, I don't want to say savior with everything going on, but a potential solution to shit we've been bitching about for I don't know how long, and now we're just tearing it apart, being like, go away. We don't trust you almost.
I mean, like regardless, I'm most likely gonna end up voting for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just one of those situations where I'm trying to tear it down to see, like, okay, like, why is he not a good candidate? Other than just like if he could potentially enrich himself even more by getting this seat of power, the only reason where I would see that it happening, it would be because he fucking pulls the rug under us and he's like, you know what, fuck it, I was lying about that. I'm gonna actually not tax billionaires. I'm not gonna actually tax the fucking oil companies. I'm not going to actually do this, kind of thing. That's the only way that I can see it working out. Because other than that, if he actually ends up pushing policy that taxes billionaires, or taxing the oil barons or the oil companies and breaking down monopolies, that's all net benefit to Californians.
And that's the thing too. Like, even if somehow, some way, all this does benefit him and he comes out richer, it's
lifting everyone else with him.
If we're getting better, I don't care how much more money you get.
Yeah.
Like, this is my thing. I don't have inherently a problem with billionaires.
Yeah.
I have a problem with how they get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if everyone working with you, under you, is happy and healthy and is able to just exist comfortably, then you can be as rich as you want. Mm-hmm. But the moment where, like, did you hear about the shit at the Amazon warehouse where someone died?
Someone died and they told them just don't look at the body?
Yep. Didn't let them. And that's why I have a problem with Bezos being a billionaire, shit like that. You know what I mean?
The crazy thing about that situation is that they don't even let the ambulances in.
No, they don't.
They have to they have to go through this whole process just to fucking try to get the body out too, which is fucking stupid, dude. How does a private company dictate what you can do when someone's
Disney's the same way?
Yeah, it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand how they're giving this. They give it, dude. That under no circumstance.
And like, in something like that, the company should be held liable for that person's death.
Yes,
because they're impeding aid.
Yes, exactly. And it's never the case though. They end up settling out of court.
Yeah,
which is fucking stupid. I kind of wish to actually just go to trial so that we can. Because I mean, decisions in court are essentially the precedents
or what changes law.
Yeah, what changes law. Yeah. It creates laws. And if you're settling out of like court, in a sense, I get it. Get your bag, but at the same time, it's like settling is what ultimately has been fucking up this whole fucking system. Because
and for them, it's cheaper to settle
than it is to go into court. But I mean, I understand too, because I mean, going into court is a lot of expenses for the people who are,
and that's why I can't fault anyone for that, because I was gonna say this is all our fight, but like, I don't want to make this my, you know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I was kind of thinking about it. It's like, Well, fucking court costs are
and
fucking
it could
hot.
be years.
It could
dude.
be years.
It could be
Yeah,
fucking
that's another
years.
thing too. That's definitely very, very true. But so like that's one of the things that I was kind of like thinking about. I have to do a persuasive speech for my public speaking class. So I have to kind of like come up with a problem, the causes of the problem, and then the solution, right? And that's I was originally gonna go with like fucking like violence in video games and shit like that, but then now I'm kind of thinking about going about like should there be billionaires? Like just like because it creates a very huge wealth disparity gap. And to your point, is talking about like like billionaires that have been good, or at least like companies that have paid their workers and everything like that. So the company that created PUBG, the game, they ended up doing this thing where like if they would get up to 65,000 if they had in bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 65,000? Yeah, I think it was if they had a child.
Oh shit.
So I don't know how long it was. I think it ended up being where for 2 years. So it was one of the benefits package, or one of the benefits. Like they would give them 65,000 per kid, and you could have up to 2 years of parental fucking leave and shit like that
For both parents?
for both parents. Or I mean,
Well,
like
yeah, if a father or mother. Yeah.
father or mother, whoever was working in the company, they increased their fucking what you call it the birthing rate. So and this is in South Korea, and I think birth rates in South Korea are in decline.
Yeah.
So for this company, they they essentially brought in a net fucking
Yeah.
So
They're
like
paying you to fuck,
they're
dog.
paying you to fuck,
They're
dude.
paying you to fuck.
They're paying you to fuck, and they're giving you time off to have with your kid and all that shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Make us more workers.
yeah.
Which
I
I mean,
like,
that's how you look. Look. We are part of the ecosystem
Yeah.
that is civilization. So, like, yeah, make us more workers, and it's kind of dystopian, but it's not. We're a fucking cell in a giant organism.
yeah,
That's
exactly,
what we are,
exactly.
which makes sense. But at least we're getting the nutrients that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need
yeah,
to make
exactly.
the other workers. So,
Well, I mean,
like,
that's the thing. It's like, so like, I don't know if I'm pretty sure that we've like in my rants, I probably mentioned it before, but it's like, you can't expect people to have kids if you can't pay them enough to fucking have them.
yeah,
The tax breaks are just not enough, dude. I'm sorry. And given that everything is getting so expensive,
the inflation,
the
yeah,
inflation and everything like that, the
wages
fact-
don't keep up with inflation.
yeah, like childcare is an expense. The fucking like the
Food.
the food, the fucking diapers, everything else that just like
medical costs,
medical costs as well too.
schooling.
Schooling, if you're, I mean, like if you're gonna send them to private shit, but also
No,
like,
even public, dude. Like for
for supplies and all that stuff,
and
yeah.
just, I mean, fuck, dude. Like
food too. If it's not,
yeah, well, yeah, because I don't know, fucking, I don't even know if they do the ticket system, the lunch ticket thing anymore. I don't know how lunches work at school anymore.
I think they do like a card system now. Like they'll give them a card with a predetermined amount.
They give them an EBT card.
Yeah, an EBT card essentially like that. I think that's what they do now. But I mean, that's the whole point though. Like that's the thing though. So like, I mean, when I was in school, they would give us the lunch tickets.
Yeah,
But I mean, even that was government assistance.
and that was based on your parents'
income.
Yeah,
So like, it was just one of those things where like, and I mean, a lot of people lied and they would fucking put less than they actually earned just to get. And you know what?
Well,
to be fair though, but I mean, that's the thing though. It was that bad though.
well, and here's the thing too. Here's the weird fucking part, right? It's like,
And by the way, we were getting prison food.
I know. And like, I always thought this was weird. It's like, okay, if you don't get lunch tickets, it's because your parents made too much money, right? To
Right.
get the free food. But they don't really sell food at the schools, and you can't leave. So your parents make too much money for us to give you free lunch, but we don't offer alternatives.
No,
So you don't
technically
eat.
they do sell the food.
I don't remember being able to buy food in high school.
Like the food that they gave you from, you either gave them a ticket or you paid.
Did you have to pay for it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But everyone in the system was just getting paid with tickets, so they just give them a ticket. You get me?
Really? That's how
Yeah.
it works?
Because I remember in high school, you either had a ticket or you paid.
I never really ate lunch at school, but like, because I would just always buy the snacks and shit.
Right,
like
right.
But because I always thought if you didn't have a ticket, you didn't get lunch. I didn't know that paying was an option.
They should have given you the option to pay with money.
So what I do remember, maybe it was part of high school too, but I know at least in middle school, you could buy food, but it was like nachos.
Like
You could-
vending machine food.
No. It was like the ice cream trucks sell nachos, or like the small little personal Pizza Loca pizzas.
Yeah.
that was the food they had for sale, but it wasn't the cafeteria food.
I don't know. I remember that they would give you the option to play it like it, but because everyone, like I said, everyone used their tickets.
Oh, well, and this was just middle school, but that's not how our middle school was. It was, if you're buying food, it was one of those options.
but not
Yeah,
from
and
the,
I think like sometimes it was a Subway or some shit like that.
yeah.
But if it was cafeteria food, if I remember correctly, it had to be ticket.
That's crazy. Because like I'm saying, I remember in high school, like if I didn't have a ticket, I had to pay it with money.
Huh.
Yeah. But anywho, I mean, but like that's one of the things too as well. Like as far as like costs go, because I mean, shit, it's all on like the all costs for fucking having a kid, you know. So like if the system that we're paying into isn't willing to give us single payer healthcare, isn't willing to give us affordable childcare, and aren't willing to push the private companies to pay a fair wage, and if our government isn't doing anything to control expenses and or just the cost of living in general, how the fuck do you expect people to have fucking kids?
Yeah.
Like
because people aren't seeing them as kids anymore. They're seeing them as an expense.
yeah, they're seeing them as an expense, and that's already a fundamental problem. Like, and I mean, like even before, I mean, but yeah, that's. I was gonna go on a different tangent, but I'm not gonna.
I mean, they've always been an expense, but it was always like we can manage, we can make. Now it's
like some people would think of them as an investment.
no, yeah,
You get me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's
but-
all. That's worse than an expense,
Yeah, yeah,
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but definitely is one of those things where it's like, yeah, like kids are more so seen, or the thought of having kids is being seen as an expense that people have to consider when if they really want to do it. In my English class, our professor was playing one of John Oliver Tonight's
Last Week Tonight.
Last Week Tonight's fucking episodes where he talks about student loans. And one of the stories of one of the people that were like giving out their testimonials was a guy who was like, yeah, like I'm doing good as an accountant, but I'm paying off my student loans, and me and my wife, like my wife's told me she's ready for kids, but I'm not sure that I can actually afford to have a kid with these student loans. That's another thing too. So like, I don't know. Like the problems are so apparent to everyone, or at least they're right there in your face
To the average people.
to the average people. So it's like you're not listening, or you acknowledge
They
it,
don't
but
care.
you're just you don't want to fucking do anything about it. So yeah,
Because all we're doing is complaining. We're not doing anything about it yet.
well, I mean, it's not just that, because I mean, we're complaining about it and they hear it, but they just don't want to
But
do.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that's all we're doing is complaining.
Yeah, we're
There's no
complaining about
action
it.
being
Yeah.
taken. And not until action's being taken is when something will get done,
Yeah, definitely.
for better or worse. I'm sorry, Will. Am I boring you?
No, I was in a burp, but I
Oh.
didn't want to do it on the microphone.
Oh, I've been holding in a fart.
Oh,
I'm not sure
fucking-
if it's going to
no,
be loud.
No, please no. But anywho, yeah. So that's just one of those things where it's like, as far as the governor's race, that's how I'm kind of feeling about it. And the mayoral race is another fucking mess. I think Karen Bass should just fucking not be a mayor. She should just get fucking kicked out. I think she's leading in the polls, unfortunately. Nithya Ramayan, I don't know her. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's a DSA LA candidate, which I'm most likely going to end up voting for her, because the other one is a reality TV star that lived in the Palisades.
Who is she?
No, the Republican candidate for LA mayor, something Scott something, I forgot his name. He was a reality TV star that was living in the Palisades. He lost his home.
Disick? Is his last name? Is it Disick?
No, shit, Spencer Pratt. There you go.
That's the dude from the Hills?
I guess.
Hold on. I know that name, and it bothers me because like I distinctly remember this dude being a fucking absolute tool, like at the peak of his. Hold on. It is the Hills. God damn it, it's the Hills.
He was in the Hills.
Yeah, I never watched the Hills, but this is how much just news of this motherfucker bothered me,
Yeah.
because they just said like, oh, that's that
Well,
motherfucker. from
he's
the-
a Republican candidate for the mayoral race,
I swear to God, if
but he's pissed off because Karen Bass is
winning.
no, because Karen Bass didn't do shit for as far as like the fires that we had recently. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, Karen Bass has been fucking pushing against the expansion of the fucking metro, dude, because she's all fucking in NIMBYs. I don't know if you're what a NIMBY is.
No.
Not in my backyard.
Oh,
She's all with them and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, it's like you're you're fucking blocking progress by, being
Yeah.
in line with moneyed interests and shit like that. Nithya Raman, at least she's fucking DSALA. She's a council member. I think she was, or definitely had to do something with the city. She already had a position in there, but she's going for mayor. My candidate was like the one that I was really hoping that would get it was Reverend
Jesse Jackson.
no, he's dead.
No.
What was her name? Fuck.
Sotomayor.
Huang. I can't believe I forgot her first name. I literally just told you earlier today, but I was hoping that she was going to be the candidate, or at least the more like lead up candidate, the one that would have like a fair fight. But unfortunately, she is not. She's not even like kind of hitting the polls. But yeah, I'm gonna most likely end up going for Nithya, and then all the small
A
races.
socialist.
Yeah, I mean, dude, at this point,
I'm just kidding you shit.
let us have a fucking Zoran Mandani.
Look, so you're gonna vote for a socialist and a fucking billionaire?
Yeah,
Pick a lane, Will.
I'm sorry, but like, can we have socialist billionaires?
You can't be bisexual in politics too, okay?
But like, on the topic of billionaires, you brought up a good fucking point. It's like, if you are making money, but you're lifting other people with you, yeah, that's fucking good. But that's not the world that we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, we have a fucking wealth disparity that is not bringing it's getting like bigger and bigger. Like, these people that have so much money, they are of no benefit to society as a whole.
No.
At least Tom Steyer's like billions are fucking helping out. Like, you get me? Like,
He's a philanthropist.
Yeah, he's
like Batman.
Yeah, essentially. He's using his money to fucking imagine he actually has a bat cave, dude.
Well, he's an environmentalist, so he probably has several caves.
He's like an old Bruce Wayne, and he has like,
He's
dude.
Thomas Wayne. Tom Steyer.
Oh my god,
It's a cover.
dude, it is. I already started seeing Batman here in California.
His son's Robert Pattinson. It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. It's Robert Pattinson. all right. That was good though. But yeah, it's just like, I even forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to realize like that. I think we're just kind of glazing them a little bit.
I mean, we are. But I mean, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, because billionaires at this point really are a detriment to society.
Yeah,
in my
they just
opinion.
consume the resources.
They're consuming the resources, and it's like you said last time. Like, the only like economic growth that we had was because of them buying services that were basically exclusive or available to them.
Yeah,
and it's like they're not gonna fucking like. I don't see their expenditures or them spending money in the way or for the things that they are doing improving the lives of everyone else. I don't,
because they're not. What they're trying to do. We've talked about this a little bit before, not on this podcast, but I think just in general, it's like a two kind of thing where one of them is that concept of that planned obsolescence, where nothing you own or purchase is meant to last anymore.
Yeah,
everything has an expiration date now, and the other is it like. I know I've said it before. It really does feel like we're moving kind of full steam ahead to like a subscription-based society.
Yeah.
So it's like you're never going to be free of not having shit to pay.
Right.
You know, like it's just there's always going to be some sort of new bill or shit coming every month for you because that's just the way everything is.
Yeah, definitely. That's just it's kind of like the way that it's been.
Like that's the ultimate form of capitalism, where it's just you need it to survive.
Yeah. Because it's getting a constant revenue. But even then some though, like when you think about it, because like capitalism demands constant growth.
Tribute.
Yeah, it demands tribute. Yeah, essentially that's what that's what it is. Because like, I mean, your company is not doing good if it's not growing. If it's not increasing in profits, it's not doing good. Because you can have 1 year where you might have like fucking gone from like you could be above water. You could be making profit, maybe not substantial profit, but you're still making profit. And then the next year, if it's the same, you could still be making the same amount of profit, but the investor's going to be like, no, I don't see despite the fact that you're making the same amount, it's like consistent money coming in. You're still like, no, it's not enough. You need more. So like, then they sell off, they sell off and then the company goes down. So it's a very cutthroat system where it's making every company needs to ensure that they are making profit, and every year needs to be more profit and more profit and more profit. Where's the cap though? Like we're reaching a cap.
No cap.
And we're reaching a cap where it's like you're not going to be like you're not okay with having so much money. You want everyone's money, and it's like it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Like that's unattainable. It's like saying that you want everyone to have an iPhone or something like that. It's like it's not.
Well, they do. Apple does.
Well, Apple does, yeah. But I mean, it's just like it's that sort of situation where it's like, but it's not going to happen. Growth eventually plateaus, and the fact that people aren't satisfied with that plateau, despite receiving, secure or a constant flow of money, is very concerning, because you can essentially live comfortably with whatever, like you get me that amount of money that you would get, or at least you can make do with that. And this constant need, that greed to need to have more, is just fucking, I don't see any benefit to you. I don't see any benefit to anybody.
Yeah.
You get me? That concentration of wealth doesn't fucking benefit anybody.
When you have enough money to kind of like rent out Venice, part of Venice for your fucking wedding.
For your fucking wedding?
That's too much money.
Yeah, that is too much money, That's
too much fucking money.
Or to the fact that, like, to the point where you're able to fucking create a company that's just intended for you to colonize other fucking, other planets for your benefit.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're going to trash this fucking planet, and you're just going to want to live in another planet that's exclusive to rich people.
When you make so much money that you can run a secret fucking pedophile organization.
Yep.
That's too much money.
That is too much money. And what they do in the shadows. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
I've been wanting to.
I kind of do want to watch it. Part of me wants to, part of me doesn't. I don't know.
It's like I've seen
Taika
some of
Waititi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the clips, and I was like, and then also
some of it does look funny.
It does. Yeah. There's one where I guess they had like a fucking like a familiar or a keeper, and he was like fucking. They were sending vampires to hunt down his vampire.
Yeah.
His and so he was just secretly just fucking killing him. And they didn't realize that he was doing all of this shit. And I think they held a trial or something like that, because like they're like, so many vampires are dying and we don't know how they're dying. And then he comes out, he's like, I've been killing them. This is like stupid shit like that. That's just funny. And then there's also the vampire that fucking just drains energy from people, where he just bores people to death and he just absorbs their life. It's like so dumb, dude. But yeah, like as far as the governor's race, that's the races that we're having here in LA. I haven't even fucking looked up at the propositions that are going up too, because that's another thing that
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about propositions.
I don't even think, are there propositions, or is that until next?
I don't think that's this one.
Okay. Because I just have like
yeah
the governor's race and the
because normally I'll even see like billboards for that shit, and I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either, so I'm assuming that probably the probably.
I don't think it's this one.
I don't think it's this one. Oh no, it's usually on the president's ones.
Yeah, the
that's where the props come up.
Or maybe for the midterms.
Well, this is the midterms technically.
Oh, that's right, June.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know now.
I don't know either, but I mean, like, fuck it. Is there anything that you wanted to add as far as like this conversation that we had?
For the governor thing or the mayoral thing?
The governor mayoral?
No, not really. I mean, we said it kind of all.
Yeah,
like there's
much. Not. There was another thing that I wanted to talk about, just because I felt like it was a very, in my opinion, I feel like it's a very interesting conversation to be had. And you don't watch Euphoria, right?
No,
I don't watch it either. I'll be honest about it. But one of the things that kind of recently came up that I saw, just like it started off with this Playboy article that I saw about how something is happening with season 3 where one of the characters is having like some sort of fucking like
Playboy has articles.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Apparently they do. But the whole point is there was like one of the characters is going through like this whole thing where they're trying to do like an OnlyFans account kind of bullshit or something like that, right?
Come on, it's fucking Sydney Sweeney's character.
No, I know, but yeah. I mean, I was like, but I just didn't want to. But anywho, before we start this, for anybody who probably doesn't know what Euphoria is, this is from Wikipedia. Euphoria is an American teen drama television series created by and written by Sam Levinson for HBO, inspired by the Israeli miniseries of the same name created by Ron Leshem. Euphoria stars Zendaya as drug-addicted teenager Rue Bennett, who also serves as an unreliable narrator. The ensemble cast includes Hunter Schafer as Jules Vaughn, with Maud Apatow, Angus Cloud, Eric Dane, Alexa Demi, Jacob Elordi, Barbie Ferreira, and Sydney Sweeney. So basically, sex workers are not happy with the way it's being portrayed in the season 3 of Euphoria. Many of the OnlyFans content creators are angry that it's being portrayed as a joke or something that can be easily gotten into and capitalized in. The Playboy article that I was kind of like sifting through, they were more so talking about the experience of one of their content creators that they have there for Playboy. How basically she was talking about how she dislikes how it was kind of like shown as adult performance always has to be this sort of like ridiculed kind of thing, because like
the demeaning thing,
like a demeaning thing and stuff like that. Also the fact that it's also like very like traumatic, or just very like what's the word that I'm looking for, very violent. Because what was it, in one I guess in a previous season or something like that, the chick that Sydney, or the dude that Sydney Sweeney is like getting married to, like she was crying because she was going to have sex with him, and he was with one of her friends, like they were together, and she was crying, and he was just being a dick to her and just kind of being like still going forward with it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like seemed like it was very like violent and very fucking like demeaning to women and shit like that. And so she was making a connection where it's like, I'm not surprised that this is the way that they decided to go about it, because quite frankly, like they've done this before and stuff like that. And so other people from like OnlyFans, or who do OnlyFans, this came from a Variety article. One of the quotes is like, there's just a lot of ridiculous and cartoonish. There's just a lot of that ridiculous and cartoonish about it. Sydney Leathers, an OnlyFans creator since 2017, tells Variety, there's so much that they have her doing that is not even allowed in OnlyFans. And that alone is infuriating. The age play stuff where she's dressed as a baby in a diaper, for example, credit card processors have very strict rules that you have to abide by, and the rules are getting stricter all the time. So I think something that ends up happening in the show is like she's wearing like a dog costume.
Yeah.
They're doing a photo shoot with her like dressed up as a baby and some other fucking obscene shit and stuff like that. So this whole perception that OnlyFans is like this very like you said, is just like a very fucking weird, like almost like derogatory kind of shit, stuff like that, was ultimately pissing off these OnlyFans creators. And there's more stuff to go about, or more quotes that I kind of took out that were like kind of interesting. But like one of these were from Alex Links. When Cassie goes into the influencer's house to get video, coming from a marketing background myself, I thought, okay, that's fucking smart. That's a great formula. On the other hand, it's portrayed as if you just dress up and do crazy shit, you instantly make money, or just have to be hot and big boobs and you'll instantly cash out. It doesn't work that way. So like this just ultimately makes me think, because the question that I kind of want to ask for you, and I want the audience to kind of listen to, for the first and foremost, how do you feel about sex work?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay. And to me, I think it should be legalized. I think it should be something that should be just
more taxes.
More taxes. Exactly.
World's oldest profession.
It is. It really is. Yeah. Honestly,
Jesus loved a prostitute.
Isn't there like a fucking...
By Jesus, I mean Trump.
rock me, sexy Jesus. But anywho, one of the things that I like, because I believe that sex work should be fucking legal, and it should be at least taxed in some sort of way. You got me? I just don't think that it should be like the first thing that someone who's just recently turned 18 to run towards to do.
No, but I think they should have the ability to choose.
Absolutely. Definitely. Absolutely. But like one of the things that this kind of like for some reason I was thinking about it, and it's like, this makes me feel like the show Euphoria is very like misleading the young audience, that is the audience that is very young, that's probably watching the show, into thinking like what the last quote that I said, that this is just like a simple get in, cash out kind of thing. And it's like, it's not. It's content creation. Content creation is a very fucking saturated market. There's so many people. We're doing a podcast. It's like heavily saturated with so many other people. and it's just like it's not something that you're going to be able to easily cash out on, and you're exposing yourself. I mean, like you're exposing
you're putting yourself out there. Yeah.
You're putting yourself out there, and so then like if you're going to be exposing your nudity, something that I mean, a lot of people end up thinking like, well, I mean, socially we don't. That's the reason why we wear clothes, because we don't fucking do that. Like, if you don't care about public perception, then fucking go for it. It's your thing. But if you feel like this is something that's going to end up, kind of like you might look down the line and be like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. Well, guess what? It's in the internet now.
Yeah, it's there forever.
It's there forever. So it's like, I don't think I don't think on a personal note, I don't think you should do this sort of like, content creation as a starting gig. I think if you end up doing it, you have to really think about it if you really want to do it, because there are a lot of fucking consequences to it. And the same, not in the same way as like what we're doing here with this podcast, but I mean, it's just like, it's going to go on the internet. It's going to be there forever. You don't know. People are going to probably be able to like fucking take it and use it for other purposes too, with AI now too as well, and all this other stuff.
Even just like the basic editing and shit.
Yeah, basic editing and stuff like that. So it's like you have to really be sure that you really want to do this, and it's not to discourage you from doing it. Well, in a sense it is, but it's just one of those things where it's just really think about it whether you want to do it, because one, you're not going to be able to cash out on it quickly. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in any sort of promotion of content creation in general. Me as a Twitch streamer, the things that I have to do just to try to get myself out there.
He can't even look at himself in the mirror.
I can't. I legitimately can't. But because I'm a vampire.
Damn it.
But it's just one of those things where it's like you have to do promotional content to send out there. And mind you, what I'm doing for my shit, even for this podcast itself, is nothing in comparison to what really ends up getting done to promote your shit. The money that is spent in campaigns for that stuff like that. So like it's not a simple, you're not going to break through that easily. You're not going to be able to cash out on it as easily as the show is making it seem. And I think it's very irresponsible for what was his name? I forgot even his name, but for the show creator to fucking do a storyline like this to make it seem like it's all, but I mean, this is Hollywood. Hollywood always does this and stuff like that. But also like the derogatory way of like how it's kind of showing this whole fucking like space, like it's all about degeneracy, and it's like, all this bullshit, like the dog costume, the fucking the age play shit that's going on. It's like, that's sick, dude. Like that's not.
But you know why they do that, right?
It's just like, to me, I take it as just them trying to fucking do shock value shit.
Yeah, it's just we have some hot chick with big rack. Let's dress her up as this stuff. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just dudes playing with an action figure.
That's
all it is.
That's literally what one of the quotes too said, that it's like, it's written by dudes and they just don't know how to fucking write. Like, and to be fair, like, like one of the OnlyFans content creators in there describes all of the shit that she needs to do. She needs to like do promotional content. She's like, exactly what I said. And then she also texts like, but I also have a personal life too. Like, I don't just do this. Like I have hobbies. I have stuff like this. You don't want to show a character that's going through this as basically a normal person just doing normal business shit. Cause they, apart from doing the content creation, they have to do business management. They have to do fucking accounting and all this other shit too. So it's like in a show, you don't want to see a character. So to be fair, like she gives it that sort of like, that grain of salt, I guess you could say. But like ultimately in the end, I feel like I said, it's very irresponsible to portray it as something that is so easy to get to, or to get money from, given that it's extremely difficult to even just break through it.
Is it irresponsible, or is it exactly what they want?
I mean, it's exactly it's exactly what they want. It's what they want to fucking like, all that, and just like to make sure that it gets the attention,
I'm just saying, everyone screams about how bad pedophiles are, but
that is true.
Season 1 Euphoria, one of the most popular shows like that was out there, and it's about high school teens getting high and fucking. So
yeah,
mixed messages,
very,
right?
Very true. Yeah, it's just like, that's all as far as that goes, I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I get it, because I feel like people should have the option or should have the choice to choose whatever the fuck they want to do, but at the same time, like
with everything, there has to be like rules and restrictions, and like regulations and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And like, but as a whole, like I don't care.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think things would probably be a lot safer if it was legal.
Definitely. I mean, not just for the work.
Physically and also like health wise.
Health wise, yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because I mean, like, if you add the restriction that everyone needs to get tested or something like that before having any sexual activity, I mean,
Regularly, like you regulate food in restaurants.
yeah, it's exactly like that.
You're
Like,
still eating out.
yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
What?
Oh no, just fucking.
If it's clean, I don't know. Power wash it after
Power
every,
wash it after
use.
after every use.
You stand over a humidifier for like 5 minutes, you'll be fine.
Okay, day, dude. This is an old story that I just kind of need to delete from the topic ideas that I have here. But on a topic of like how fucking horrible the state of fucking capitalism is. This is an old article from Fortune. Palantir and other tech companies are stocking offices with nicotine products to increase worker productivity. And so tech companies like Palantir and Hello Patient are stocking office vending machines with nicotine products to increase productivity among employees. And it seems to be working. Nicotine startups Lucy and Sesh have installed branded vending machines in Palantir's Washington, D.C.'s office full of nicotine pouches that are leaving employees zipped up and ready to work.
That reminds me of like when the Nazis used to give their soldiers meth.
Meth and shit.
Keep
just
fighting.
Yeah.
Or like what's the other one? I just had it. Well, I can't think of it. I'm not gonna waste time figuring it out. But that's
Weren't the Japanese fucking the air pilots also methed out
I think some of them were on something. I don't know if it was meth or if they were drunk.
for the kamikazes? At least.
I don't remember. No, I don't know if they could have been because like that took some aim. You know what I mean? That had to take some precision. Because you
Who
also,
says you can't be precise while on meth?
have you seen people on meth? There's no
Fucking
precision.
shit.
It's like watching a fucking pigeon have a seizure.
I don't know. To me, it's just like, okay, like, and the article further like talks about how like they kind of make it into their hiring packages for their employees. Like it's a benefit. You get me? To like, if you work for us, you can get
Yeah.
nicotine packages and shit like that and all this other stuff. And this is like, dude, that's not good. I mean, look, I fucking use nicotine every day. I'm not gonna fucking say that I don't. But I mean, there's a difference between you using it as like a fucking like as a self-medication for yourself in comparison to a company being like, hey, we need you to make more money. We need you
Yeah.
to be more productive. So, you know, have a
It's-
little nicotine.
Do you remember the controversy? You know who Honey Boo Boo is?
Yeah.
Remember the controversy when she was doing the pageants, that go-go juice?
No, I don't remember
It was
that.
it was like punch mixed in with like some sort of energy drink. It was basically just super sugar water
Oh God.
to get her like energized and all that for the stage and all that for the judges. And they called it go-go juice.
Oh my
like
God.
that's literally what this sounds like to me. It's just like adult go-go juice to
Oh my God.
give you that.
No. I
'Cause
mean,
coffee's
like,
not enough anymore, I guess.
coffee's not enough. And then like fucking energy drinks are not enough.
Okay, I am a little excited because maybe we'll finally get back to having cocaine and Coca-Cola.
Do you think that would be a bad thing? Because it was pure cocaine. It wasn't fucking like,
Yeah, I know.
there wasn't anything that was cut.
You know what's weird? Okay,
Like cocaine's so expensive, dog. I don't think so. Are you gonna be willing to pay for $20 for a fucking 12-ounce can of Coke?
I mean, we own Venezuela, dog. Like,
I mean, that is true though.
I do
No,
remember
we in
seeing-
Colombia, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
You know, you expand territories, dog. It's called diversification. This is why you're poor. You know, we're gonna diversify everywhere except El Salvador.
I don't
Okay.
care, dude. I don't care,
Your
dude.
country's gonna stay poor.
Brother. They are
You
poor.
guys keep us fucking living in those caves.
The thing that fucking pisses me off about, like, I don't want to detract too much from the topic, so let's just continue. But I'll bring it up later.
What was I saying? Oh, what was I saying?
You,
my racism just
you
was like-
just started being racist, dog. I don't know what the fuck
God
you're
damn
talking
it.
about.
It was just
You lost it.
I lost it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go into like what I was gonna talk about as far as like. Well, I mean, like, let's just end this topic in particular.
Okay.
That's just fucking crazy. I think it's just very fucking like. That's more of a red flag. Than
Oh, I remember what it was real quick.
too late. I'm just fucking with you.
No, yeah. So, it was a little documentary where they said, I forgot where in the U.S., but there's a storehouse of like, I think it's from the 60s, maybe 70s, of like old school, like pure uncut cocaine. that they have where they is just from like the old drug bust and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's just locked away. And they're saying like because of the cocaine that's out now is just so fucking diluted from that shit. Like someone that is like your average kind of avid cocaine user, if they were to do that because of the purity of it, it would just they would not survive it.
No way.
It's because of how pure it is. And people now, that's not, you don't, I guess through time, we're not able to handle like fucking cocaine like that anymore because of the purity of it, because of how
diluted it is now than in comparison to what it was before.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would expect it that it in the same way that fentanyl, you need to fucking
you have to cut it.
You have to cut it with something. Like I would expect pure cocaine to need to have to go through that process too as well. And then like I can only imagine how much cocaine you can use to make a batch of coke, like as far as like the old soda that they would do, you know. Also, the refining process of cocaine has probably changed a lot since back then.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense that this is a very high extract of coke for that.
I wonder if that's why it's easier. I don't want to say easier, but it's like easier to maintain that kind of addiction now compared to back then. Because I remember growing up, if you were on cocaine, like that was it. Like it was a death spiral. But now I'm like, I've known a few people that like, oh, I do cocaine on the weekends. I'm like, damn, like you're holding your shit together pretty well.
I don't think it's
not as bad as it used to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like that's
probably
why.
Like maybe with all the cuts that they've done with all of it, it's kind of made it a little bit weaker and like not as addicting.
Like, growing up, I remember cocaine was like the equivalent almost to what meth is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're on cocaine, like, oh, that's your fucking, it's kind of, you're done with. And now it's like,
yeah,
you
whatever.
want to do a bump in the bathroom and shit. I don't know, man.
I mean, I remember the place that I used to work at that
you did cocaine all the time.
Some of the dudes were like doing bumps and shit while at work. And then,
where I'm at work too, it was the drywallers.
Yeah.
We would hear them doing it.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not them sniffing out the fucking like the drywall dust.
No.
It's like, dog, how are they going to fucking be sniffing when they have masks on them?
They were, it was 100% that.
And I mean, they can hide it with the drywall dust. So, yep. That's crazy, dude. I don't know. I like in a sense, I'm kind of like for legalizing drug use, but at the same time, like certain drugs just don't need to exist, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't say legalize, but maybe decriminalize and like decriminalize at first to see like.
Oh yeah. Decriminalize. Yeah.
At first. And then like, I don't know. There's no real, that's a tough one.
It is.
That's a tough one.
Because like, I mean, like the decriminalization of cannabis, shrooms, you know, that's I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's something
I would say even other stuff like heroin and stuff like that. Like
heroin, I don't know, dude.
Get those people in a treatment center.
That is true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like free up space in prison.
Yeah.
Like shit.
I mean, like people shouldn't be in prisons for drug abuse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
definitely should not.
Invest some of those whatever funds
the resources that are going into private prison, just put them in
treatment centers and shit like that.
Treatment centers and shit like that. Get them out of that shit. Yeah, definitely. Because quite frankly, like prison centers are not doing anything to better society.
As soon as they come out, they're going to reoffend.
Yeah, they're going to because they're looking to go back in because it's like so to some of them that's the norm. That's their new life, you know, and all that stuff. But I mean, this is a good thing to segue. This topic of like private prisons is a good way to segue into what I was talking about as far as El Salvador goes. Like, I do believe that Bukele in the beginning probably did some good things for the country, but this pivot that he just recently made with Trump of like, well, actually, no, it starts even before that, because the thing that he did where he started rounding all of the Mara Salvatrucha and just fucking locking them up, or just blanket fucking like locking anybody up that had like some sort of tattoo and shit like that, no trial, no nothing or anything of that sort. No, I'm sorry. Like we need to have trials. There needs to be a system that kind of puts it through, because not everyone is like a fucking.
Anyone with a tattoo is a fucking criminal.
That's
and a degenerate.
That's the thing.
That's facts.
I have tattoos.
Exactly. My point exactly.
This isn't that podcast, so chill.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
But I mean, like, that's just one of those things where it's like, to me, it's like there needs to be a due process for this. Like, I understand. Like, I get it, dude. Like, I like what people told me from like what was happening before Bukele came into power It's like Mara was just fucking running place, and the MS-13 was running the place. And I get it. Like, they definitely needed to be dealt with, but it should have been through a system that actually gave them a fucking trial. Because if the stories are true that he was just rounding up people because they had tattoos, dude, that's fucked up, dude. Because like we have the situation with that one guy who was sent from over here to over there to who isn't even fucking Salvadoran, who had like a fucking like the initials of his fucking parents or some shit like that, and he was gay and he got fucking mistreated. Like, you get me? Like, dude, that's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
there needs to be a system. Like, that's one of the things that I contested with my mom about it when we were talking about Bukele. I was like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, there's no way that this is like, imagine if I go over there, I get sent over there, they fucking lock me up because I have tattoos. My tattoos have no relation to fucking MS-13 at all in any sort of way.
That we know of.
Yeah, we know of.
There
Yeah.
could be Fallout fans.
But it's just like, it's one of those things where I tell her, is like, if I got locked up, wouldn't you want me to go through a process where, like, you get me to ensure that like there is no, like, you get me?
Yeah. There's
And
some
so
sort
then-
of justice.
Yeah, and so some sort of justice. But in her head, it's just like, but you have to think about it. These people are like, she's just sympathetic towards it. So Bukele has kind of become like a Trumpian figure as well over there for El Salvador, which I mean, again, I'm like, it's not to say that he hasn't done anything good for the country, but this is kind of dangerous territory for this guy to remain in power. And I hope that someone better that holds at least some sort of like socialist policy, or at least some either democratic socialism or social democracy sort of thing for that country. Because quite frankly, nothing was more telling than him having a deal with Trump in regards to CCOT.
Yeah.
Because that shit was just fucking like, dude, no. No. Under no circumstance would you. How the fuck? And the other thing too is that he is the son of, I believe his parents were fucking revolutionaries during the Civil War. From the guerrillas.
Yeah.
They were fighting the U.S. They were fighting because the U.S. backed military forces. How the fuck do you turn around from that upbringing and fucking make a deal with the fucking
Money.
U.S. imperialist?
Money.
Yeah, it is
That's all
money.
it is.
It is exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And that's one of the things that I'm just like, dude, you just, no.
I mean, and with that, hopefully whoever comes into power next can also see if they can do something about that bullshit tamale situation down there.
You know what? You're right. Look, they don't need to change the Pisca ones. They just need to change the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all they need to change. But like, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. I think is there anything you want to add to my little rant?
No, I mean,
you probably don't even know the situation.
I really don't. That just came from a place of racism. My part of it.
That fucking hatred of
Yeah.
Salvadorans because you're
Just-
Mexican.
Well, no, it happened just because it's my hatred of you, and you happen to be Salvadorian. Like, that's the weird thing. Like legit, I never understood that
What?
animosity.
I think
And every like Mexican I asked can't give me a reason why. It's just like a personal vendetta. It seems like.
I think that for a lot of Central Americans, because they have to go through Mexico, they probably ended up getting fucked over by some Mexican gangs in there where they probably like took advantage of them. That's the only thing that I can think about. And so therefore it builds this perception of Mexican people of being shitty people because of that. Because the fact that like, if you get me like this.
No, but like from my end of it, it's Mexicans do not like Salvadorians.
I don't understand why they fucking.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
talking
understand where that's coming from.
That's the part I don't understand. That's what I was talking about. I'm like, I
Because
don't.
historically, I can't think of any reason why
Yeah,
they.
because that's what I'm saying. Like I've asked like Hispanic people, like, and the worst seems to be like Mexican women hate Salvadorian women. And I've asked like a couple of my friends, like, why? What's the beef? And there's never any like seems to be any like kind of reasonable, logical answer.
I think so. You know how typically, I don't know if it's the case now, but it was probably the case maybe 20, 30 years ago and maybe even long before, where like Mexican women were always expected to stay at home and just kind of like, just be the homemaker and stuff like that. And to be fair, the Mexican man would provide for in order for them to be able to do that comfortably. And so then one of the things that a lot of Salvadoran men don't have that same mentality, I think.
Oh, so it was
So like I think it was kind of like they were taking away each other's like partners. And that's where like this whole fucking like thing happens, because I've heard a lot about how there were Mexican women who wanted to work and they weren't allowed to work, or they weren't allowed to do these things. And they were getting with Salvadoran men because they didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
And some Salvi women were getting with Mexican men because they would take care of them and they didn't want to fucking work and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Honestly, that's the only explanation I've ever been given, so that's what I'm running with.
That's the only thing that I can think about. Maybe
and
there's
you're Salvadorian, so I wanted to take it as gospel.
Fuck you. I'm like fucking American born. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's genetic. It's within
it's
your.
Genetic.
It's encoded in you.
It's fucking Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna like go into a fucking, what was that thing called? I forgot.
That machine thing,
the
right?
machine. Was it the Animus?
I think that sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Anyway, is there anything that you feel like you wanted to talk about?
I got that question. You want me to ask it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So basically,
and this could be for the audience too as well.
Yeah. So I guess the kind of question was, so Will and I, we're a year apart, born late 80s and stuff like that. Which is kind of like a weird time period in terms of just society, not just society, but like I guess technology in general. Where
society too, because I mean, like we've had a lot of like stuff change throughout that time period. You know, like
we went from a place where we were still using cassette tapes, and VHS and vinyl to some degree, and even like shit. I remember some cars still had 8-track and shit. You know what I mean? Like, the TVs, we still had black and white TVs. The TVs still had fucking dials on them.
Yeah.
TVs that didn't have remotes that was still in my grandma's house that were still in use, shit like that. Like old school fucking rotary phones we still had, you know what I mean? And then in the 90s that like super started to change. Then we had CDs and vinyl was gone, and then CDs were gone, and then the stereos were gone, and you had your fucking Walkmans and all that shit. Like, and then eventually it's just you had a computer instead of a typewriter, because we had typewriters growing up and shit like that. Not that we used them, but they were in use. People were still,
they were still in use.
You know, fucking. Then you end up with computers like PCs and stuff like that, and it's like, how much do you think that affected us, like our specific generation, and that. Not generation, because I don't want to say like millennials, but like that specific time period between like, I guess the late 80s to like, let's say 2000, maybe I'll be generous and say like, I'll go as far as like say 10, maybe.
So, because you asked me this question before and I was thinking.
Up until whenever like the first iPhone and smartphones became real popular like that, I guess.
One of the things that it definitely affected us was that, because I would like to say that was the time range where a lot of changes were happening as far as like, not just on the technological side, but also societal as well. Like, but it was a very transitionary period.
A lot of it was hand in hand. Cause like a thing I always think about is like us growing up we didn't even really grow up in the late 80s, but like in the 90s, right? We grew up in a time where when we fucked off with our friends, it was a mystery to everyone. There was no way to reach us other than what information you left your parents or whoever. And then by the time we were leaving high school, cell phones were a thing. So there was that constant availability, almost near constant availability. So that's two completely fucking different things within our still very much our formative years. You know what I mean? Like that's how society changed, but through technology. And
not to mention like the advent of internet as well, and just like the way that it changed how like we as children could communicate with our friends as well,
but also learn.
Also learn. Like, definitely. Because I remember I was in like maybe 4th or 5th grade when we were using the internet to do research on things. Like we would go to the computer lab and use the I think it was Netscape at the time to just fucking like look and research stuff. I was trying to look for fucking facts on blowfish, and I would get fucking Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What's a Hootie and the Blowfish?
What's a Hootie and the Blowfish? So like, yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely one of the effects. I think the overarching effect that I think that it had in as far as like millennials go is the ability to learn and move from technology.
We're adaptable.
Our adaptation to technology, because we came in at a time where everything was like changing as far as like technology goes. We were going from rotary phones to fucking dial phones, and then from there to cell phones, and then fucking like you said, the way that
even that, fuck pagers. You remember?
Pagers too, yeah. Pagers were like at the tail end when we started. We were doing that shit. So like we still know, like at least, like like we've been going through that. So that adaptability, I think, kind of like is what allowed our generation in particular to kind of like get to the point where like where we are now. Because how many of our generation like do you not hear of having more than one job?
Yeah,
you know,
like I think about it. Not all the time, but every once in a while when I'm just at the gas station filling up and it tells me it's like, oh, lift handle and begin. I'm like, I'm old enough to remember when you remove the nozzle. When there was like, wasn't there 3 fucking separate nozzles at one point?
There was. I mean, wasn't it for one for
and
each?
Then, and then you picked up the nozzle and then you had to pull up that fucking thing to get like that's why it says lift handle to activate. And so like, even though it's just a button now, they still say lift handle, a lot of them, and it still shows the diagram. I'm like, man, I'm old enough to know what that means.
Yeah.
But there's fucking people right now filling up their cars not knowing what that is about.
Yeah.
Which is fucking kind of like, that's crazy.
But I mean, do you think that was to our benefit?
100%. I think as like a generation that grew up within that kind of specific time period, if we had not gone through that, I don't think we would have made it through a lot of the bullshit that we made it through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was just a lot of stuff being hurled at us constantly. It felt like every 5-10 years, there was just a fucking huge leap forward.
Like a bunch of stuff going, yeah.
And so it's like, it definitely made us, it definitely, millennials, I feel like, and this isn't like trying to be like a science, but I really feel like millennials are wired a lot differently than other generations past, and obviously the ones after us, because of that. And it just the way we think, and then the way we like absorb information and process a bunch of shit, because it's like we kind of grew up in very turbulent times where shit was never, not stagnant, but things were never calm. Shit was like, the most calm we had was probably the early 90s.
Right.
And then after that, it was just fucking go, 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 go.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of things started happening really, really fast, I think, in our generation. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of like the reason why we expect things to change fast for us as well. And that's why there's like a lot of impatience, maybe.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, definitely, I do believe that the constant shift in technological advances is definitely affected us in that manner. And to me, it makes me wonder if that's like kind of like one of the reasons why we kind of like we don't pay mind to like the whole fucking like mortality aspect of it, if that makes sense. Because, you know, like, yeah, we reminisce about like, you know, fucking TV shows back then and stuff like that, but we don't reminisce about it in a way where it's like, oh, it was so like, you know, like
I feel like we were the most self-aware of any generation.
Yeah.
We're very much like, we're going to die, so we're just kind of in it for the ride.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's just like, we'll see what happens at the end. But I mean, like, it's
very much that joke that you're like, oh, I seen it a lot during COVID. It's like, oh, on this season of Earth. It's very much that joke where that is kind of the millennial, like, kind of mindset of like, where other, you know, the other generations, it doesn't seem like they have that. But for us, we turn everything to a fucking dark joke.
Yeah.
That is and that's what we had to do.
I mean, like we've
9/11
gone through, we've gone through a lot of like shit. Like our generation has seen a lot of fucking like a lot of big events that just basically like we thought that was going to be the end of the world, and it never really was, you know? So like, it's
the
like
world's been ending for a very long time,
you know? We had fucking Y2K, we had fucking, what was it? Some random fucking person predicting that this was going to be the end of the world, you know? Like, and I think especially for a lot of like Latino or Latina people are like, given that a lot of our families are like very like either Catholic or Christian, you know, there's also that sort of like kind of like ignorant belief that, you know, with religion, like
I grew up terrified every fucking day of my life because of the fucking news my grandma would watch on the Spanish about talking about the fucking Armageddon and Revelations being near. And legit, I grew up so fucking anxious because of shit like that.
And then like it never happened, and you're like, okay, I guess next time.
Now I'm like, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, now that I've grown into my depression and all that, I'm like, bring it on, motherfucker! You lying pieces of shit.
You're not gonna do it.
The same thing with the big one, the earthquake for California,
dude. I fucking never.
Again, every fucking waking hour of like growing up in the 90s for me, constant fear of the earth just opening up and just swallowing me because they're telling me it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and it never did. And now like I don't. Just, you know what? As long as I'm not on the toilet, I don't fucking care.
You remember the billboards? This was like what? I forgot. I think this had to be at least 10 years ago. Or maybe more. The billboards that were saying like the end is coming, but the Bible says so, and it was like a specific date.
I still see them.
These are still there?
Like I still see them just from off the freeways. Like I'll see them off like the 10 freeway or like going out to like rivers. Every once in a while I'll see them.
Yeah.
And it's like a repent or call this number,
or some bullshit
like that.
To
heaven?
Or, did you know that there was some random fucking dude who was just like added random numbers and just came to that date?
That's what they all are, though.
I know, but that's the thing. That's what he ended up doing, and somehow he thought that was like the true date that and that's the reason why he fucking spent so much money getting these fucking billboards. And then when the day came and it didn't happen, he's like, "Oh, I made a mistake. Yeah. It's this date." And then that date came.
I listen to so many like conspiracy really and all that shit podcasts where like when they cover stuff like this, it's like the running joke between all like podcasts or whoever talks about this shit. It's like, you never set a date.
Yeah.
The moment you set a date, you fuck yourself.
You fucked yourself up so hard.
You be as vague as possible with this bullshit. Because the moment you set that date, unless that's the date you just decide to fuck off with the money or whatever you earn from it and disappear, you never set a date.
You never set a date. That's it. You're fucked. But like, yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, man.
No, I mean, I guess I wasn't really looking for a specific answer. Just kind of like wanted to throw that little thought out there.
Well, I would say like, honestly, like I genuinely would like to hear from anybody who's like listening to this podcast. Like, how do you feel if you were born in that era between like the 90s to the 2010s? Like, I would genuinely like to know if you feel like that sort of like growing up affected you as an adult in a sense where like, you know, how do you see the world now with that knowledge of what you went through as a kid?
Yeah.
You know,
because like I even feel like our generation is like in this weird like in between spot where like we can relate to like proper 80s kids and shit like that, but we can also relate to like younger generations still because we had that like weird transitional space between decades and stuff like that. Like
I feel like a lot of our generation as adults, like I see this personally in myself. I can have a conversation with like a fucking like a high schooler, just treat them like whatever's. You get me? Mm-hmm. Like it's not even like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're just a little kid, you know, like kind of like that's stupid. Like no, I'll just be real with you, kind of thing. Like just have a real conversation with you. And then, but when it comes to adults, I'll be a little bit more like, you know, like older people, I'll kind of be like, you need.
I don't know how to talk to adults. It's easier for me to like just to fucking be casual with like you said, a teenager.
I'm very casual with a lot of people who are like younger than me, just simply because it's like you're living the life that I lived before. I know how it is. You get me? Like, sure, maybe like certain circumstances are different now, but I mean, like, it's all the same. You get me? You'll understand the words that I'm telling you and the way that I express it to you. It doesn't really matter, you know? But with like older people, you had to kind of like, I feel like you have to kind of, in a sense, hold conversations that are a little bit more, and I'm talking about like 20 years older than me. Like I'm talking about grandpa, grandma, kind of bullshit like that.
Where I feel like there's always an expectation there.
There's always an expectation, and simply because, like, honestly, I don't think that they didn't fucking live the childhoods that we did. I mean, they might have been worse, but I mean, also they didn't have to go through the fucking constant needing to learn something new every day as far as technological advances, or just simply like the things that we had to go through just living our lives, you know, as far as like events that are like highly televised and shit like that.
Well, that's a huge thing, I guess, where the whole boomer divide comes from. That whole pick yourself up by the boot. There are no more bootstraps, bro. We can't afford the fucking bootstraps. Like it's not that simple.
Yeah, it is. It really isn't that simple. But I don't know. So leave a comment somewhere in there.
Let us know.
let us know. How do you feel like living in that time range has affected you as an adult?
Did it even
affect you? Yeah, like, yeah, honestly, I want to know. But I believe that is going to be the end for us. Do you want to plug anything in?
Nah, I'm good.
No? All right. Well, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram if you want to see any of my my content. Look up Chubby Chaser Pro. I am streaming in Twitch, Chubby Chaser Pro. Currently, I'm streaming the Diablo series. I just recently finished Diablo 1. We're going to start Diablo 2 hopefully on Tuesday, which would be, you know what? I'm not even going to give you a date. I'm going to keep it simple.
As I said, never give a date.
Never give a date. If you want to get into contact, or if you want to just like answer the question that I asked earlier, hit us up on X at IB2W Pod. Just tag us and, you know, just leave a comment. Actually, I think I'm going to end up making a post about that, and you could reply there if you want to, or just add us in there. Or for anything else as well, just leave us a comment or anything of that sort. Don't forget to follow and give us a like. Give me the metrics. I need them. You guys have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Intro-outro song is Wah Game Loop by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/4.0/